Oh god, another Retro Handheld review? Please, no. If you're like me, I'm sure you're already lost with all the brands and models. Companies are pumping out new devices like crazy. Every month there is something new coming out. They are using same chipsets, same screens, same components. Does it even make sense to buy it? Or should we rather smack it with a hammer, grab our Vitas and run happy in circles? Let's find out. This, my fellow handholders, is called RG405M from Anbernic. M at the end stands for metal, cause it's made out of aluminum. You were asking me for some machine that can handle PS2 emulation, and this is the one that can. But how good? That's the question. Well, it has 4 gigs of RAM, Unisoc T618 chip, and it's running Android 12. Many other handhelds share this same exact chipset. It is not state-of-the-art chip, but it isn't terrible either. I compared Geekbench 6 score to 5-year-old flagship, and it was a bit lower. But you know, benchmarks? I wanna know how this score translates into the real-life performance. And how it translates? Well, from my testing, emulation is not perfect, obviously. Yet there are many PS2 games that you can enjoy absolutely fine. Max Payne 2 is playable, Eco, Kingdom Hearts, Soldier of Fortune, Time Splitters, plus many other less demanding games. But even with these titles, I've encountered some slowdowns when the situation was more heated. This is the performance you can pretty much expect straight out of box. I've tried to play with changing the renderer from OpenGL to Vulkan. That's what usually made the most difference if the FPS was very low. Or I've been also changing these underclocking options in system. If the game of choice is not playable via EtherSX2, you might be more lucky over the Gamecube emulator, because as you might know, many great games were also available in there, like Simpsons Hit and Run, which is running exceptional in Dolphin MMJR2. I never owned Gamecube back in the day, but I've played many exclusives over at my modded Wii, which was much cheaper way of doing it. "13", very enjoyable. Burnout 2, also blast. Beautiful Joe also plays amazing. Second question everybody asks is the price. How much does it cost? It costs around $200 US, which is by no means cheap. Also huge thanks to GoGameGeek for sending this product for honest review. For $200, you can buy something like Nintendo Switch, which is more powerful, I would say, and it has dedicated games. But these machines were never about dedicated games. They were always about, I don't want to say piracy, but that's usually the case. Cause they come preloaded with all the bunch of ROMs, and even if not, everybody's downloaded it anyway. There is one more aspect people keep forgetting about: the native Android games. There are many great Android games, or even ports available, that runs great. I was having blast with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, PS2 emulation was a bit sloppy, but Android port was running perfect. Hollow Knight, also absolute blast. Physical controls were recognized straight away, so I didn't need to remap anything. Cuphead, also loads of fun. I actually like it is running Android. I like to use the normal old school interface, not the gaming one. My brain just understands it better. I've also noticed that they released custom OS for this device called Gamma OS that has supposedly better performance. I haven't tried it yet. If you wanna see me trying it, like and subscribe. Now the most important question: if it's running Android and it costs $200, wouldn't it be more cost effective to buy something like smartphone and add Razer Kishi to it? Which is usually my take on these things. I mean, it is not bad idea. You can get Snapdragon 855 device for like $100, plus 30 for Razer Kishi on used market, and hell, you can even emulate Switch on this setup. However, when I compare these setups side by side, you can spot the difference right away. Retro Handheld is very compact, basically same size of a smartphone, albeit a bit thicker. It is also very nice 4:3 ratio screen, which I'm a big fan of, even though it's only lower resolution and LCD. Most smartphones nowadays are 18:9 ratio, so even with widescreen patch you end up with bezels at the sides. The ergonomics are good on the Anbernic, even for my larger hands. Solid D-pads, face buttons, asymmetric joysticks. L and R1 are usable, L and R2 not so much, but you can still remap them. Clearly this is not a deep dive video. I've noticed people wanna see just my honest opinion on things, what I like, what I don't like, if I enjoyed using it, would I buy it, and so on. So let's look at that. I definitely enjoyed my time spent using this device. It was a pleasant experience and it surprised me in many ways. It is definitely not perfect, emulation leaves a lot to be desired, but there are still plenty fun games you can enjoy without any tweaks. You just need to load them up on an SD card and try them out. Would I buy it? For the right price, yes, but 200 seems a bit too much, and I would also rather prefer OLED screen, and I've seen Anbernic also offers RG405, which is basically same device, same specs, but it has 5-inch 16:9 OLED screen, and it is also cheaper, so that one could be better fit for me. Or maybe I would rather wait for next gen chip with more powerful device that they gonna release rather sooner than later. You're still here, you're still waiting for the PS Vita emulation, I'm sure. So the wait is over, here it is. It is not as good, I'm sure you've been expecting to hear this. Vita 3K on Android is still in early stages of development, but I believe it's still a miracle it even runs on this weaker chip. Muramasa Rebirth is kinda playable, but the audio is choppy. Dragon's Crown slower with poor audio as well. One more emulation that caught my eye was Citra, the 3DS emulation. It works fine for 2D less demanding games like AVGN Adventures, Mighty Switch Force or Rayman Origins. Super Mario 3D Land was a bit too much for it. 3DS emulation to me is also very appealing, and keep in mind developers are still actively working on all of these emulators, so they will be better optimized even for weaker devices like this one, but clearly still many games won't be playable. N64, Dreamcast, DS and all the lower end emulation runs like a breeze, no issues at all. I kinda dig this device, especially the 4-inch 4x3 screen. The screen could be better, but it's really good for all the retro games that are playing in 4x3, Dreamcast, N64, Gamecube, PS2. I almost forgot about Wii Emulation, that one is also possible. Often I had issues with controls, and less demanding games were working fine. I'm gonna need to spend more time with Wii Emulation, because there is plenty amazing games out there that I would like to try. Overall fun experience, very interesting device that I'll be definitely using more in the future, because I feel I'm just scratching the surface in here. Watch also other videos on YouTube if you are interested to find out more about this device. Link for it is down below. Thanks to you for watching, thanks to members for support, like, subscribe, join, peace out.